In this episode, we are chatting with another Now United member, Josh Beauchamp. If you have recently watched or listened to our other episode, we chatted with Noah Uria from Now United. Noah is the American member. Josh is the Canadian member. We chatted with him about his discovery of Now United, getting into music, dance, and much more in this episode. So make sure you listen to the whole thing, as there are some exciting details for sure in this episode. First of all, how did you get started in music as a dancer, as a singer, as a performer? How did you kind of find your way into the music industry?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but I started as a dancer. I started when I was 6 years old. My mom put me in my first dance class. Fun fact, I sat out for the first month because I was terrified. But from there, I just took dance. I was just doing it for fun, like a hobby. And then I got to like 14 years old, 15 years old. I went to LA for the first time. And that's when I was like, I want to pursue something in the entertainment business. I always wanted to be an artist. I always wanted to be a Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, Usher kind of artist who dances and sings, just as like a full package. But I really never saw like a path to do that. And so when I heard about Now United and I got asked to do Now United, I was like, this is it. This is for me. And so I took singing lessons for about like a month before I went to the audition. And then I made it in from the audition, obviously. And from there, I just have been kind of practicing vocally, like having a bunch of vocal lessons in the past 4 years. And I've been writing a bunch with Noah and a bunch of other producers. Noah's kind of gotten me into the production side of making music. And I'm super passionate about that now. And that's kind of where I'm at.
How did you get over your fear of performing during that month? Like what kind of helped you get over that fear? Because I know a lot of people have stage fright. So I'm just curious how you yourself got over that and past that.
I think I don't really even remember because I was 6 years old. I don't even know really why I sat out. I think I was just like, I don't know. The town that I grew up in, which is St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. It's right in the middle. It's super like every boy does hockey or a sport that's super testosterone filled. And I'm just this kid that wanted to dance and watch So You Think You Can Dance with my mom when I was like 4. And I don't know. I just felt going into that class, I was the only boy. I think there was one other boy, maybe. But it was just like full of girls. And I felt like, I don't know, I feel so like nervous about it. And so once I got past that, I think I was always born to perform. I think like if you ask my mom, I was always like performing all the time. And I always loved to perform. And every time I get on stage, that's when I'm the most happiest I could ever be. And yeah, born to entertain, I guess.
That's kind of cool how just see how far we've come in a way, because now it's like totally normal for guys to, do dance or, whatnot. So that's kind of cool to hear that, we made some progress in some things. So you auditioned for Now United. How did you find out about Now United? How did you go about auditioning for them?
This is funny because I've told this story like the past 2 days to a bunch of different people, but it's kind of long, but this is how I get. I was in the middle of dance competition season and I was on my way from one competition to another. My mom was driving me and I was checking my emails. This is when I was, I think I just turned 17, just barely, I think, or I was even 16. I don't know. There was an email and it was from XIX Entertainment. It was like Simon Fuller's pop group. And they said like, we're searching the world for the past few years for talent. And we're bringing everyone to do this international pop group. I thought it was fake. Like there is no way this is real, but I responded anyways. And then I got on a Zoom call with two of the employees at XIX. And that's when I was like, oh shit, this is real. Because like, I don't know, like you've been to the office, and the office is the office. It's gorgeous and it looks over all of LA. And then there's just these two beautiful assistants that are talking to me. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? And so from there, I was flown out to LA for the American audition. I was originally auditioning to be an American candidate because Canada wasn't included in the 11 countries that were supposed to be the first ones in Now United. And so from there was 4 of us picked from the American audition. And then at the end of the month, after a month later, there was the full audition where 2 to 4 people from every country they auditioned in came to LA to audition all together. And then there's a whole documentary about this on YouTube. But basically at the end of the week, the day before he was supposed to actually choose, he chose on the day before. He called up the first 11 because it was always supposed to be 11. And Noah was called up for America. So I thought I was out. But then he was like, just kidding. You're from Canada. You're also in.
That's so cool. Oh my God. That's interesting how you almost didn't make it, but that is cool. So you and Noah auditioned right around the same time then?
Yeah, we auditioned in the same, we actually met for the first time at the American audition. So I was auditioning to be an American candidate, even though I'm from Canada and I live in Canada, but I am a dual citizen because of my mom. She was born in Ohio and lived in Ohio for a while, but I really am Canadian. I'm not really American at all. I shouldn't have been the American representative. So I'm glad that it worked out and we added in Canada. Because in the documentary, you can see like from the beginning, they loved me and Noah and they loved us together. And we had like a special connection and chemistry that would have been perfect for the group. And Simon said it himself in the documentary. He was like, they're inseparable. We can't separate these 2 boys. Yeah. And so they figured out that I was from Canada and just made it work. So that was back in 2017. So you've kind of been in the band for about 4 or 5 years? Yeah, almost 4 in October, I think.
Do you kind of have like a favorite story, memory from the last 4 years being in Now United?
There's so many, and we've been asked this a few times, and I don't think anybody ever comes up with one answer because there's so many, but one that sticks out for sure that I can hands down say is one of the biggest things we ever did was the biggest and best things we ever did was the Dreams Come True tour in Brazil. Mm-hmm. That was our headlining tour. And that was, opening night when we first walked out onto the stage. I think that would have probably been the craziest.
That does sound actually cool. Like I said, I would love to see you guys tour. That's such a big group, but it would be so cool. But I know it probably has a lot of planning and coordinating. 14 now. Yeah, 14 members. I know there's 18 it says on Instagram, but 14 regular members. So I know you guys film a music video as well for kind of every song you record. I asked Noah this. I'm curious, what's your favorite music video that you've shot so far?
I think probably Wave Your Flag. That was our most recent one. Yeah. We shot it in Abbey. Yeah. I think that one really just represents everything Now United is. And it was shot in such a cool place. And I think that is like, on Twitter, how you can pin a tweet. Yeah. If Now United was Twitter and you could pin a music video to show like, this is what Now United is, that would be the one.
I would agree with that because I listened to that and I was like, that definitely does sound like a very anthemic like song representing each country very well. So I definitely would agree with that. And I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it, but what I noticed when, we were doing the shoot, you streamed some of your solo music. So are you working on solo music right now as well as Now United?
Not really. I mean, my whole focus is Now United, 100%. But I have just been, like I said, Noah has been teaching me a lot about writing and producing because he's been doing that for a little bit now. And we write songs together for fun, and we have a bunch that we've shown the fans on like live streams because we just do it for fun. But I'm not planning to release anything like that solo right now at all. Focus is 100% Now United, but it's just fun stuff to do.
Yeah. And I know you guys are kind of connected with a few of the Why Don't We guys, and I know they're kind of a different style band, but they're also very, in a way, they kind of have a similar fan base, I feel like, because every Why Don't We fan I ask when I see them at concerts, they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of Now United. Do you think you guys would ever collaborate, feature like a few Why Don't We guys, or?
That's an interesting question. I actually never really thought about that. I would love to, even if it was just like me and Noah getting in on their writing sessions or something. But that would be interesting. We do have a lot of similarities for sure. When we hung out with them, they shared a bunch of stories and we shared a bunch of stories. And it was just like, wow, we're a lot more similar than we thought. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'd be down for it. I don't know. I don't make those calls, but maybe I'll put a little pin in with Simon and see if he'll be interested in that.
I do know Daniel from Why Don't We auditioned for American Idol, so Simon might still be connected. But that's actually funny how you're with Simon, and yeah, that is funny. And speaking of that, do you have a favorite? Because I know XIX American Idol, they have like so many like world-renowned artists that they've produced and everything. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite artist that has come from XIX / American Idol?
Oh, wow, damn. We used to watch American Idol all the time. Oh, actually, if we're talking American Idol, I would probably say Tori Kelly, because her story too with American Idol is crazy. Mm-hmm. She how she auditioned and then she came back as a judge. That blows my mind. The Spice Girls is the most iconic thing ever, just the biggest girl group ever. Mm-hmm. There's so many, but I'll just list those two.
Wait, who was the second group? I totally misheard the second one.
Spice Girls.
Oh yes, Spice Girls. At the wedding, side topic, but at the wedding there was a live band and they performed Wannabe. Yeah, that's the name of it. And I knew every single word. Like somebody told me, like, I'm very impressed with how you know every single one. I'm like, you don't know this song? Like, how do you not know this? How do you not know the Spice Girls Wannabe? So yeah, it's such an iconic. They are an iconic band. Okay, and then so Now United kind of is a global band as well. Do you know any languages that you can speak in? Because I know like there's so many different languages spoken in that band. Do you know any other languages fluently?
Fluently? No, I don't know any languages fluently. I should know French because I'm Canadian, but I never went to French immersion school or my family doesn't speak French really at all. But I really should know French. But I do know like hi, thank you, I love you in like 14 languages now. So that's interesting, I guess.
Okay, wait. So hi, thank you, I love you. Okay. Could you say in a language that like, comes easily to your mind, say I love my fans in a different language?
Oh God, I don't know my fans.
Okay. Maybe just do I love then. Maybe it's just do.
I mean, Portuguese is the easiest one. I feel like Eu te amo. I know a bunch in Portuguese, like tudo pra mim. What else? Oi, meu nome é Josh. Eu sou do Canada. I don't know. There's just a bunch of random stuff we learn.
That is cool. I feel like Portuguese isn't like a common language, at least not in America. So that's cool.
In America, you here.
Noah spoke in Spanish, so that was a little bit more basic. But so Portuguese is cooler. Okay, and then you mentioned numbers, how you guys have each individual numbers. I didn't know about that until you mentioned that. You said your number was 14, right?
Yeah.
Does that have a significance to you? I know Simon kind of picked that, but is there like a kind of significance behind that number between you and Simon?
Yeah. Well, every number that he picked originally, the 14, have a meaning. The new ones, I guess, don't really, because they have to be those ones. But there definitely is a meaning behind it, and he's told me it too. I don't know if it's like personal or not, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. I don't think I'll share.
Yeah. No, I got it. And then obviously hearing your reaction to fans in Brazil and everything, like, you know, being in a band, you automatically have that fan. I feel like that fan craze sometimes. So is there like a crazy fan interaction that you remember that you still, that you remember to this day, I guess? Yeah.
Yes, there's a few. There was one in Senegal, Africa, where we did, when we did those tours, like the first tours we did, me and Hayoon would go and look at the stage beforehand and make sure it was all right and figure stuff out for formations and stuff before we go and get everybody, bring them to the stage and do a tech run. Mm-hmm. So Hayoon went to a stage in Senegal, and Hayoon walked back earlier, and then I stayed for a little bit, and then I walked back after her alone with two security guards, and they were like huge dudes. And I remember walking back, and it was like this straight kind of street that we were on. And this girl was just sprinting. She was sprinting at her full speed, running like right kind of at me, but it was so far away. And I just kind of saw it, and I was like, okay, she's in a rush to get somewhere. And I just like didn't pay attention to it. And then I like looked away, and I was just walking, and then she just kept running. And she was getting closer and closer and closer. And it didn't look like she was going to run around us at all. She just like kept going. And so then I was like, what is going on? And I started looking at the security guards like, are you seeing this? And then out of nowhere, she just sprinted and tackled me to the ground. And I was like, literally, we were laying on the ground, rolling around. And I was like, oh my God. And they had to like, the security guards picked us up and like pulled us apart. And I was just like, whoa, that was crazy.
Oh my God. Was that like one of your first, when was that? Was that like at the beginning of Now United, or was that recent?
That was one of our first, I think it was our first tour we kind of did. We did like an international tour where we went on a bunch of shows. And yeah, going to Senegal, I think, was the first time we saw like a big reaction from fans. It was crazy.
You know, it's kind of cool moment. If I was in music, I would love to be in a band, because just those moments are just kind of like, moments. It's kind of crazy. And then your musical, talk about the concept behind it. Like, what was filming it for you like? What was kind of the whole, because it's kind of acting for you in a way, because there is it kind of like a miniature musical in a sense? Yeah,
it's 3 different songs, and we act throughout the whole thing. We had acting lessons throughout the week before, leading up to it. We got the scripts, and it was written by Simon Fuller's brother, actually.
Oh.
And we, it's all about love. Title is Love, Love, Love. I feel like everything Now United is going to be all about love. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
And there are 3 new songs that come with it.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite between the 3 songs? Do you have like a favorite that kind of close to your heart?
Yeah. Dance Like That. It's the second one in the music. That one is one of my favorite Now United songs we've ever had.
I will definitely be watching it after this. I have time after this. I know it's like kind of a different type of question because it's like for band music. But what setting, if you could set up a fan in any type of setting, what setting would you set them up in for them to listen to your music?
Okay. To listen to our music. Well, I mean, one of our shows, that would be great. But if they're just alone with their headphones, I think that is hard. That's a hard one to do. I would just be like in a place in your country where you live that really represents your country. Like for me, I would be, what would I be doing? Playing hockey or something with my headphones in. I think just something that really makes you feel like I'm proud to be Canadian or whatever you are.
That's cool. I like that. That is I don't know what I would do. I don't really know what's American. Well, I do know, but maybe riding a tractor. I don't know. Okay. And then what is one quote that you've heard in life that you'd want to echo out to your fans?
I have this one quote that I have always loved ever since I was 15, and I have a tattoo for it actually. And it's more of like a metaphor, I would say. It's not as much of a quote, but it basically just says, it's just says, the further back an arrow is pulled, the farther it shoots forward. And like, if you think about that in like metaphor to your life, I feel like that is something that really hits home.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna save that quote when I listen back to this. I like that. Thanks so much for listening to this episode with Josh Beauchamp. Make sure you watch their brand new musical on YouTube, Love, 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 which features 3 new songs. And make sure you stay up to date with them on all social medias at Now United for new music coming soon.